Hello everybody and welcome to That's Football. I'm Mark Goldbridge and we're live for the Champions League. I sound like Harry Byrne. I might not be ready to play against Aston Villa, but Ollie Watkins, you merely adopted the penalty box. I was born in it. How are we all doing? I hope you're all doing very well, and I'm excited about this. Champions League, PSG against Arsenal, and then tomorrow night we've got Bayern Munich without Harry Kane against Aston Villa. So, yeah, lots to get into. Mark's still running up that hill. I don't know what's happened to my live chat here. It seems to be absolutely stuck on the same boring chat that's been there for hours. Kane has travelled, says Tanish. So you did get the start to the show. Thank you. Good. Oh, what was going on there? Oh, did you get the? Did you get Harry Bain? Did you hear Harry Bain talking? I hope you did. Sound is weird, says somebody. Oh well, it's as good as it's gonna get. It's probably my voice going like this. I'm Harry Bain. Oh, you merely adopted the darkness. I was born in it. It starts with the word Kane. Okay, lovely. You didn't get the start at all then, which is a shame. This game tonight is a little bit interesting because it's on Amazon Prime in the UK. Man City are on normal TV, and Amazon Prime have got Arsenal and PSG. So that's how we're going. Tanishk says, "How's the civil war going?" You've got to be. I suppose you've got to be an active party in it to even be interested in it. Yeah, I'm not too sure about that. And yeah, if you just don't, I genuinely just have got no interest in it. It's just, I just do ignore it. It's laughable. Ten Hag book is behind you. Oh, it's up here. That's where it's on another level. Because he's on another level. He's a top level coach. We couldn't find it on the United stand, but that's because I was sat down. Sat down, lads. Anyway, look, Arsenal against PSG. The team news is flying around behind, next to me here on the stats carousel, but I am just going to read it out to you as well. Salzburg got beat 4-0 by Brest. I mean, that's a beating you want to take. If you want to get beaten by anybody, you want to get beaten by Brest, especially if they get a couple of goals. Stuttgart drew with Sparta Prague, but it's PSG Arsenal tonight at the Emirates. Barcelona are playing the Young Boys. Bayer Leverkusen are playing AC Milan. Dortmund are playing Celtic. Inter Milan are playing Red Star Belgrade. PSV against Sporting, and Slovan against You know what? I'm actually not watching Man City. I'm watching Celtic Dortmund on that one. Who's with me? I'm not watching City. I'm watching Dortmund play Celtic. That's a much better game on that channel. We're watching Arsenal on this one. Don't worry about that. So here we go. The Arsenal lineup looks a little bit like this. We've got Alea in goal, Timber, Saliba, Gabriel, Calafiore, Saka, Partey, Rice, Gabriel, Martinelli, and Havertz and Trossard up front. So a strong team for them. PSG, Donnarumma, Hakimi, Marquinhos, Pacho, Mendes, Zaire-Emery, Vitina, João Neves, the new signing, the Benfican player. Really excited to see him. Doué, Kang, In and Barcola. Their bench is amazing still. Moani, Asensio. Actually, it's not as strong as it used to be. It has dropped off a little bit. No, it's not. To be fair, it's not amazing, the bench anymore. But the first team's pretty good. What happened to the striker? What was his name? Bought him from Benfica. I should remember his name. I can't remember his name. I can't remember. Gonzalez Ramos. I wanted to say Ramos, and then I thought it wasn't Ramos, but he's injured. He's injured, Mark. Thank you, everybody. I was just on the United stands, and I basically said that tonight we've got a bit of a watch-along going on, but we've also got other games going on. There's a full, I think there's a full set of games in the Championship as well. I know Will, my podcast co-host, and Niall, the producer, they're both at Birmingham City tonight. There's not a game going on. They're just sad. No, there is a game going on. Birmingham City are playing Huddersfield. There's loads of games in the Championship, and I do like it. I do like these Tuesday, Wednesday nights when there's loads of football going on. Very, very exciting. But you can get your questions in as well. I will answer those questions, football related, of course. But if you've got any non-football related questions as well, Agony Bridge is here. So get involved. Lots to talk about. What's your score prediction, Mark? You know what? I actually, I'm probably more looking forward to Villa against Bayern Munich tomorrow, because I think it's just a massive game for Villa fans, and Bayern Munich are massive. And I think also Premier League against Bundesliga. If Villa beat Bayern Munich tomorrow, that's not like Man City or Arsenal, that's Villa. So I think it's a massive game tomorrow. But I think tonight for Arsenal, they have done very well in the Premier League, haven't they, over the last couple of years, but they haven't really set the European stage on fire. So I think there's a statement for Arsenal tonight as well. And remember, last year in the Champions League, they needed penalties against Porto, didn't they? So I think that there is there's a lot to focus on with regards to Arsenal tonight. Simon Stone says 80% of the United Stand, 80% of that's football content is Arsenal watch-alongs and Arteta praise. Might as well call it the Arsenal stand. It's completely on. Simon, you're obviously very bitter. That is not the truth at all. And it's about, I think it's about 63%. We probably get more views than AFTV, actually. The last few watch-alongs we've done with Arsenal, we get more views than AFTV, so I don't know what that's all about. What's going on behind my thing here? There's something going on. Oh, I know. I haven't finished. Casemiro, Agate. I can still see my preview screen.
Oh, Harry Bain. I was merely born in the darkness. I adopted it. I hope I'm fit against Bayern Munich, because Ollie Watkins is a pretender to my throne. I don't know anything else to say. You merely adopted the darkness. I was born in it.
Okay, let's have a look at what's going on. Let me have a look there. Okay, perfect. Lovely stuff. Where's my Arsenal game? There it is. They're all in a line. Would you prefer to watch Arsenal or Chelsea in the Champions League, Mark, says Theo. I don't really care. I just love... I can't do Bale's Batman impression, Aviv. I don't understand what he's doing. I really don't. It'd be harder than Deitch. I just want to watch good football. I've got Dortmund Celtic on that TV. I've got PSG Arsenal on this one. I've got a live chat there. And yeah... Roshan says we're heading into WW3. I don't get involved in it, mate. Literally, just don't get involved in it. You were merely trophyless for a decade. I was born trophyless. Yeah, that's what Harry Kane. What does Harry Kane say? What does Harry Bain say to Manchester United fans?
You really adopted trophyless. I was born in it.
That was rubbish. Absolutely rubbish. I thought it was going to be good. Watch Leverkusen versus Milan instead of Dortmund, says Paul. I don't think it's on TNT. We've only got a couple of games as choice on TNT. So I'm going to watch. I like Dortmund anyway. I think they've got some interesting players. Man United for another trophy this season. Hold up. Are you the Mark Goldbridge, says Zooter. Mods who banned me for what? Oh, shut up, Alan. You don't... Look, this is a football channel. I don't want to talk about World War III. I'm sure there's plenty of live chats talking about that right now. I'm not talking about it. I'm talking about PSG, not World War III. I hope we win tonight, says Jilly. If you've got any either ors, actually, we can throw them in as well. I am doing Villa against Bayern tomorrow, HPN. I'm very much looking forward to that as well. And come on the Gunners, says T Jack. Oh, I know what I wanted to do as an either or, because we did it on the podcast today. And I thought, you know what? I will throw it into the live chat here, because I was asked it on the podcast. So you're going to get asked it now in the chat. Palmer or Saka? Let me know what your thoughts are on that. That's your first either or of the evening. First either or of the evening is there for you like that. Who listens to the radio? Specifically, I don't think many people will have listened to this, but we have Magic on in our house around 4 till 6 when the kids get in and we're having dinner and stuff. And they have this really annoying jingle where I don't know who invented it and who thought it would be a good idea. But basically, let me know of any ideas you've got about stupid radio things that annoy you. But basically what they do is they'll go, if you're listening to the radio on your way home, text us your ETAs to let us know what time you're going to get in the house. And then they have text us your ETA, like ET. And they do it about 5 times a minute. What's your ETA? And oh my God, how have they not been sacked from doing that? It's really annoying. What annoys you? Let me know. That's a good theme. Right, I'm confused here. I'm looking at that game and I'm starting the clock, and then I've missed doing it for this game. We are not 7 seconds in. It's just a second. We're 7 seconds away. Oh, look at the delay. This is what annoys me about... I don't like Amazon Prime. I've got to be honest. I don't like Amazon Prime because when I watch it on Sky or cable TV, I'm virtually second for second. When we watch it on Amazon Prime over here, I'm already... Well, that clock's way ahead. Way ahead. I fucking hate it. I don't know why people pretend that they like Amazon Prime. We get delay in this country. Hate it. Absolutely hate it. Amanda Holden on Heart, her screeching laughing. She's irritated me ever since she went on TV, Mark. Don't worry about that. You will be in front of me, Gems, tonight because we have to watch this on Amazon Prime, and it's a streaming service, so you could be a minute ahead, you could be a minute behind. It's annoying. Anyway, my clock is what I'm watching. If you want to sink in with me. What's your favourite curry, Mark? Says Daniel Brown. I'll probably say a butter chicken is very nice. Bruno's red card has successfully been appealed, Mark, says Tyler. Well, obviously not everyone's a Man United fan in here, but it was a disgusting decision. And again, you know, it really pisses me off when you've got... you know what? If a referee sends Bruno off and then the FA look at it on Tuesday and say he got it wrong, fine. But what the fuck are the FA doing rescinding it 48 hours when we've got VAR there? Like, so the referee got it wrong and VAR got it wrong and everybody else knew they'd got it wrong and then the FA knew they'd got it wrong. It's another kick in the nuts for VAR that they haven't overturned that when everyone knew it was wrong. So, look, Spurs would have beat us anyway, but it would have been nice to have 11 men in the second half. Nice ball over the top there. Donnarumma comes out and gets it. Martinelli's gone down, but I think he's okay. Lucas says, what channel is the game on? If you're in the UK, it's not on TNT and it's not on Sky, it's on Amazon. Yet another indication of the way football's going in the UK. How many subscriptions do you need in your country to watch football? We've got Champions League on TNT and Amazon Prime. We've got Premier League on Amazon, TNT and Sky. If you'd said this to me in the late 90s, I'd have said fans will never put up with it. They bloody will. Dortmund have got a 3v2 here. Donnarumma's down injured, but Dortmund have got a 3v2 versus Celtic. A bit greedy, but what a run. And Celtic just get it away. Jonathan says in Germany we need 3. It's very annoying. Prince says, does he show the TV screen? Oh yeah, I've got the rights as well. For free. I've got Champions League rights exclusively this year. Tune in every week. Mark, do you ever fancy a pizza? You're looking slim these days. I'm getting too slim. I do. I've sort of slimmed down a lot this year. But Christmas is coming. I'll fatten up. Get your questions in. We haven't restarted here yet because Donnarumma's... Oh, he's all right now. He's all right now. Any tips for a great roast dinner, says Fraser? Depends what you're doing. Do you like Nando's, says Scott? I do. Do you think Yamal will ever get sold in the future because of their financial status, says Zuta? I can't see where Yamal would go. I really can't see where he'd go. He can't go Real Madrid. I mean, although people have, Figo, etc. But, yeah. Palmer or Foden, tough choice. I say Palmer, says Dylan. Well, we can do that one next. Dembele dropped from the squad due to bad behaviour, says Yusuf. Oh, it's back again. Fraser on the roast dinner. I think it depends on what roast dinner you're doing. If you're doing beef, you've got to have Yorkshire puddings and horseradish sauce and a lovely gravy. I think a beef roast dinner and Yorkshire puddings is really topped off with a good gravy. You've got to have roast potatoes, carrots and peas. For me, oh! Well, he's took a bit of a tumble there, and he's given a penalty, and he's given a yellow card to the referee. I think it was Bino Gittins who went through. Kasper Schmeichel's taken him out, and it's a penalty here in Dortmund. Still 0-0 between Arsenal and PSG, but a penalty for Dortmund. Lovely play. Very direct. Very quick. Yeah, definite penalty as well. Gittins for... he's a player to keep an eye on as well. Gittins is English. I mean, he's done an Anthony Gordon. He's left the foot for the contact, but definitely a penalty. He's a player to look out for. It won't be long before they're saying he should get called up for England. Path says, I'm in Singapore. We need 2 different subs for European football and Premier League, and we need a separate one for Euros. Makes me hate capitalism. I'm amazed by this. We are doing an Arsenal watch-along. Cole Palmer's got 71% of the vote compared to Saka on 29%. I'm stunned by that. I'd go Saka. I still would go Saka. I think Palmer needs to do it for a little bit longer before he can take over Saka. But, yeah, fair play. You've voted. Well done. Any more suggestions? Let me know. Penalty going to be taken by Emre Can, former Liverpool player. And, I can't make up a lie, porn star. No, it wasn't. Don't go searching it. Straight down the middle, 1-0 to Dortmund against Celtic. Thomas Russell says, in Australia, we pay $100 just for Premier League, Champions League and FA Cup, all on different services. Ridiculous, isn't it? LFC Gamer says, what's your favourite pizza topping? I've got to be honest, probably mushroom, sweet corn, ham, or ham and pineapple. I like loads meat feet. I actually, there's not many pizzas I don't like. I'll even like anchovies on them now. Yeah. Esday says Palmer's special, Saka isn't. Wan says, I need 3 streaming services to watch Man United games. It used to be 2. You should be able to buy a virtual season ticket for your club for a couple of £100. And you just get every game. Bolognese pizza, says Lee. Oh, I don't mind a bit of that. I do not mind a bit of that. Sir Jim says, I know a guy if anyone's interested. What are you doing? Pimping him out, Sir Jim? There's Saka. Ooh, I tell you what, that would have been special if he'd scored that. Cuts inside the box, gets that left foot curl on it, but it's just over the bar. Good play by Arsenal here, and yeah, Mendes is not tight enough there at all, is he? Do you think more teams are going towards a head coach model rather than manager, and that's why there's a shift from old managers like Poch in favour of Maresca? I think United are going to go to this model, says the Beast. Well, Liverpool have gone to that model as well, haven't they? You know, at the end of the day, all that is, I don't think that's a good model for a football fan. Losing managers to make them coaches, you're just moving to a model where owners become more in control of footballing decisions with a structure that they can be involved in, whereas a manager used to take a lot more of the responsibility. I'd rather have a manager. Sir Alex Ferguson wasn't a coach, he was a manager. Oh, what a first touch that is. He's in the box. Good recovery tackle by Calafiori. Celtic have scored, by the way. We're watching Arsenal. Celtic have equalised. Emre Can can't believe it. Apologies for that. I was too busy talking about pizzas and I missed Celtic's goal. So, let's have a look at this. Fair play to Celtic. Emre Can, I've seen you do that. That's not it. I want the goal. Linda says, for fuck's sake, Dortmund. Right, I've got Brendan Rodgers right in his shopping list. PSG, good shot on the volley, but it's wide. So they clear the corner. Still haven't seen this Celtic goal. Down the wing. Oh, it's going to be a cross. Cross comes in. Oh, crap defending from Dortmund, but a good brave finish for Celtic. I mean, he's literally just got on the end of it, dead centre in the 6-yard box. But Emre Can, for some reason, has just left the cross. There we go, 1-1. Celtic fans are really happy. They've got their goal. They're back level. Oh, it's 2-1! I missed a goal for Dortmund now. What's going on? This game's crazy. Bloody Celtic. Ball in behind. Adeyemi. Oh, lovely finish. Lovely finish. Ball in behind. He's still got a lot to do. He must roof this. He must roof it. Unbelievable. Three goals in the first 10 minutes. I told you it'd be good. Celtic definitely playing a high line because they've been caught out on both the goals. It's a long ball forward. Little flick into Brandt. He's looking at Gittins and Adeyemi. It's a lovely weighted ball into Adeyemi. He's still got loads. Oh, it deflects. Deflects off the goal. It deflects off the... That's why it goes in. It deflects off the defender. Yeah. It looked like a good finish by Adeyemi, but he's gone for the bottom corner and it's deflected into the top corner. There's nothing. It's a bit fortuitous, to be honest with you. But there we go. Chicken jalapenos and pineapple phenomenal, says Colin. Mayo stuffed pizza, says GP. It's nice that you are fighting about bringing accountability to refereeing, but you have a generation of fans who believe that decisions only go against their team, says Grealish. If I were Rashford, I'd go to PSG, says Jamie Grant. Postman Pat or Fireman Sam, says LFC Gamer. You know what? I was in the shower this morning singing about Bob the Builder. I have a weird radio in my head. I was in the shower this morning going, Bob the Builder. I don't even know why. I haven't watched Bob the Builder for about 12 years. I think my oldest daughter used to watch it. Scoot, Mock and Lizzie, roll it too. Postman Pat or Fireman Sam? I'd have to go Postman Pat. He's the original goat. Yeah. Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah, definitely Postman Pat for me. Still 0-0 PSG Arsenal. We've got 3 goals in this Dortmund Celtic game. Very, very good. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, by the way. Bottom right-hand corner. Everybody's welcome on That's Football. This new Champions League format, what do you think about it? Another cross in by Saka. Easy catch for Donnarumma on the back post. Fireman Sam theme tune is good. New format is dead, says the Squeaky Potato. I was quite excited about the new format when they brought out the schedule, but I think game to game, you know, we're allowed to have an opinion, aren't we? And I think game to game, I'm a little bit confused by it. I mean, I understand what it is, but I don't really get. I think it's a bit of a loser, if I'm being honest, at the moment, because I think that basically, like, you're watching all these games, but what do they mean? It's not going to mean anything until about week 6. PSG just knocking it around the back at the moment. We all know your majestic singing voice. Can you dance, says Parker? I can dance. I've just retired, but I can dance, yes. I mean, you know it's true. It's a good job he's dead, because I think if Michael Jackson was on the dance floor with me, I'd make him look like an absolute amateur. He'd say, who's bad? And I'd say, yeah, it's me. Get off the dance floor. It's going to be murder on the dance floor in a minute. I didn't write that. I know you didn't. Because you're going to get murdered. I mean, you already are, but it wasn't murdered. I don't want to start off all that. God, have you seen some of the conspiracies? Like, no joke. At the weekend, I was having a conversation with a family member. They will remain anonymous because some of you might know who they are. Basically, they were telling me how. Let me just figure this out, actually, because I took the piss out of them, and I just need to figure this out. I think it was 96. What year did Tupac get killed, murdered? 1996, I was right. Okay, so... When was that? When were they born? 1981. Okay. So I was having a conversation at the weekend, and... another chance for Dortmund here. Bino Gittins, saved by... They could win. I think Dortmund could score before. Oh, good save by that. Schmeichel there. Anyway, I was having a conversation with somebody at the weekend, and you know all this P. Diddy and Usher and Beyonce and all this stuff that's going on? There's loads of conspiracies going around at the moment, aren't there? I've seen some about Michael Jackson. Anyway, a member of mine at the weekend who should know better, was telling me that Beyonce was involved in the Tupac murder. And I said... What shit have you been reading online? You do realise that Beyonce was about 14 when that happened. And probably not in the same state. And that's the thing about conspiracy theories, is it? You just put it out there and people start believing it. But yeah, Michael Jackson wasn't murdered, but he would have been if he'd have been on the dance floor with me on... He'd have just had a heart attack from the shock at how good I am at dancing compared to him. He'd do all the moonwalk shit, and then I'd come on to John Bon Jovi, Living on a Prayer, and just sit him down. Come on, we need a goal in the Arsenal game. I'm watching Dortmund Celtic more than this. Cole Palmer has beaten Saka. Only in a poll, not in a fight. Who would win in a fight, Saka or Palmer? We should do that. Who would win in a fight? Football players. Misfits. The new format is just the Super League in disguise. No jeopardy. Nearly impossible for a decent team to be eliminated. Not very interesting, says Red Army. I'm with you, Red Army. You know what? I was quite excited when the draw took place. But now it's actually started. Where is the jeopardy? Where is the interest? You're not going to be... even on game week 3, you're just looking for the decent games, aren't you? Like, PSG Arsenal was a decent game. Bayern against Villa is a decent game, but they're all probably going to qualify. And on top of that, even if there is any excitement, you can't really figure it out until game week 4 and everyone's played a few games and you go, oh, they're not doing very well. Coventry are winning, Mark, says Charlie. Good. They're my team in the championship. My name's Michael Jackson and my pronouns are he, says Dan V. Mark, have you ever been to a P. Diddy party? Says, what would I be doing at a party like that? You know, I'm not A-list. I wouldn't even get invited to an Ollie Murs party, so I'm safe from the allegations. I don't think I'd get invited to a bloody Gary Barlow party, to be honest. And all we'd be doing at Gary's is, singing around the piano. Probably watching EastEnders Omnibus. Will Eric Ten Hag lose his job before World War III, says Sean Thornton. £130 for 150 unlimited internet for a year, which comes with 15 apps showing all the leagues, films, and all of the sports, says Anisha. That sounds good. IRI says, I watch all the games and will never pay. Why should you? Why should you? And that's the bottom line, isn't it? We've got a goal for Arsenal. I have got a bit of a delay, but we have got a goal for Arsenal, and it's Havertz. Havertz with the goal. We needed the goal. We needed the goal. All I can see is him celebrating at the moment. Would you rather fight Harry Maguire or a polar bear? Sven, I genuinely think you lot think Harry Maguire would knock me out, but you're underestimating. How quick I can run. Nice play, Trossard. Nowhere near. I tell you what, that's a lovely goal by Arsenal. That is a lovely goal by Arsenal. And he is so massively onside. The timing of the run, the weight of the cross. That is a lovely goal by Arsenal, that is. Quality Trossard there. Time to perfection. Havertz getting those goals again. Remember when people were talking about Havertz not being good enough? Oh God, my throat's. I don't want to lose my throat. Sore throat. That's because I did Harry Bain at the start. Shouldn't have done it. I can feel it. Feel it. New name says, honestly, I've always liked Havertz. And yet, last year, you were calling him an absolute wanker, I remember. An honour in goal for PSG, says Nick P. Truck says, Mark's a lizard from Mars, don't listen to him. Mate, to be honest, you may as well throw that out there because there's enough lies going out there at the moment, trust me. Who would you rather fight, Rudiger, Maguire or McTominay? I'm trying to think which one would actually beat me. Cash says, I'm with you, Red Army, Communist Bridge. Biggest life advice you could ever give anything, says Rich David. It will pass. I literally was giving this advice to somebody today. I saw Tom Hanks say it a few years ago, and it really resonated with the last 30 years of my life. It will pass. We get really stressed about a lot of things, but it will pass. And I think it's one of the things that you probably wish you knew from a younger age is that for all these dramas and griefs and, you know, tragedies and everything like that, is that in some way, shape or form, this too shall pass. That's what Tom Hanks said. Yeah, it's true. Unless it doesn't, but, you know, it's still good advice. 1-0 to Arsenal then, and 2-1 to Dortmund. We have got goals in other games. Barcelona are beating Young Boys. That sounds horrific, but it's actually a football team. Rafinha with the goal. Leverkusen and Milan, I was told that there was a goal there, but I haven't seen who scored that. Inter Milan are beating Red Star Belgrade, Kalinoglu in 11 minutes. PSV are beating Sporting, Shuten, and Man City. Oh, Man City are beating Slovan, Gundogan and Foden. I mean, they were always going to batter them. I mean, didn't Slovan get battered by Celtic? I think I'm right in saying that. Bayer's goal was disallowed, says Quizzer. Not given. Who scored for Arsenal? Havertz. 4-4-2 works, says Keel Robinson. He's obsessed with it. Celtic beat them 5-1. Yeah, Man City were never not going to win that, were they? Here's a question. I've got some questions for you tonight to make it interesting. What do you think is the most unsexy name in the world? I think Gary. No, I've got to give a female name. But I'll offend anybody who's called Carol. No, I've always liked the name Carol. I wouldn't say it's sexy, but I do like the name Carol. I think Sharon. I think Sharon for me. It's probably because of the Sharon in EastEnders. But Karen. I think Sharon for me. Yeah. Clive. The sexiest name in the world's got to be, Mark. Lovely play, but oh, good tackle. Good tackle there. Is that Timber? Yeah. Good game, Arsenal PSG. It's going end to end. It's Callum says Mark Goldbridge. I think he's talking about the sexiest name there. You've misread the question. Misread it. Corner to Arsenal here. Oh, I know. Let's see what happens with this corner first. Straight into Schmeichel's hand. Raya's just got it at the back at the moment. I've got a question for you. You know, last year we were talking about in the shower. I at least once a week, I think about it. We were talking last year about the shower. So imagine I am stood up, which I am, and the shower head is behind me. This is how I shower. Don't imagine me naked, but I walk into the shower like that. I turn around, back to the wall, which is apparently what you should do if you're in prison, and I shower like that, back to the wall. A lot of people shower, front on. Maybe they're waiting for a visitor, I don't know. I was shocked by this at the time. I was stunned by this. And I love these sort of conversations. They work really well on a watch-along as well. Have you got any divisive opinions that are going to blow people's minds on, I do it this way? Because I've got another one. Joe Bellingham just scored a screamer, says Jenny. That's a nice name, Jenny. But what about this? Your toilet roll. Do you have the, imagine you're taking a dump, or females a piss, and you sat there and you've got your toilet roll, and if that's the roll and the paper would come over the top there, or does it come from behind there? Which way do you have your toilet roll when it's on the roll? Do you have it in front sheet or behind the sheet? Roll over the top or roll behind? I've always thought everybody has it over the top. It does my head in to think that people would have it from behind. But again, apparently it's a really divisive thing. For me, it's always over the top. If I went to someone's house round there, I would take it off and shit on it and leave it in the middle of the thing. I can't deal with that. Oh, what a shot by Mendes, the left back. It'd been better if I'd said what a shit, being as we're talking about toilet roll, but it was absolutely fantastic. Watch this back. Plays a lovely 1-2, running at the back four, edge of the bottom, lovely hit. Look, I think Raya's got it covered, but he can't have it covered. He doesn't have that covered. He does not have that covered at all. He's beat. It's a lovely shot by Mendes. It's just going away slightly. Lovely shot, just goes wide. Thanks everyone who's watching, by the way. I'm gonna do a poll on this. Do you have your toilet roll with the roll over the top to pull off or from behind? People are there going to be going, people are going to be there thinking from behind toilet roll, if they're a guy, sticking it in. Oh my Christ! Oh my Christ! Shit the bed. We've just seen an absolute banger from Adeyemi. What a goal! What a goal! I thought he'd scored a banger in the first for the second goal. He's scored an absolute thunderbastard here. It's absolutely incredible. What a hit. I mean, I think Kasper Schmeichel is going to say, I should save this because it's on his net. Well, no, he just can't get his hand there quick enough. No, you don't. Well, he does get, I think he probably should save it, to be fair. But what a hit. What a hit. Absolutely fantastic. Adeyemi. Will Ten Hag succeed as a manager elsewhere like Rangnick with Austria if United sack him? He seemed on track to becoming a top-level manager before United, says Abhijit. I hope he does. I think there is a good coach there, and I think, you know, like Rangnick, him going on and doing well at Austria just shows you that the problems at Man United. But, I mean, when they're gone, they're gone. You've got to move on. No loo roll, best the handkerchief, says Mozza. I like it from behind regardless if it's toilet paper or anything else, says Jimmy. What other European team would you support, says Bat. PSG have got a corner here. And Mark Golden Shower Bridge, says Marcus. There was a girl in my school. There was a girl in my school called Paula Plug. Margaret, says Kenneth. Agnes and Rab for me, says Fraser. And Charlie says, if we sold a Nana, Rashford, Bruno and Shaw and got a new left-back and goalkeeper in, do you think we could start to play better? It'd be interesting if we did it, Charlie. I'd say that. Chuck, says Colin. 442 is my new Rabiot, says Keel. Dolores, says Parker. My favourite Beatles song, and do you think John Lennon was overrated? What's your favourite Beatles song, and do you think John Lennon was overrated? I liked that film Yesterday where the Beatles didn't exist. Not because he was singing Beatles songs, I just liked the idea of the Beatles not existing, because I think they're just massively overrated. I'd probably say Let It Be is quite a good song. I prefer Aha or Erasure. Do you hate Christmas if you're called Carol? Somebody just said, I like the name Carol because it makes me think of Christmas. Christmas names: Noel, Holly, Carol. What do you think about Amorim for Man United as medical? You can't get Amorim. Liverpool tried to get Amorim. You can't get him. Football Podcast says, in your book, your mental health section really helped me. Oh, thanks for buying the book, mate. Really appreciate it. Talking about Christmas, get the book. It's there, look. It's a good read. I mean, I'm going to say that anyway, but I enjoyed writing it, and I think from a purely footballing perspective, just the story of football, it's quite interesting, and I think a lot of people would resonate with it. I'll put you can scan the QR code through the link in the carousel as it goes round if you want to order it. I have fork in the right hand, knife in left, says Reese. Yeah, but that's probably because you're left-handed. Farm says this channel covers every topic going. That's what we need to do. I think Amorim would be a good coach in the Premier League, but apparently his release clause is the problem. Nicholas is a Christmas name, says Jane. I remember there used to be a lad called Nicholas at our school, and we used to call him Tin Bum, and I never really understood it. And I'm always the sort of person, if I don't understand something, I'll ask, even if it sounds stupid. And my mate said it's because arse is bum and nickel is tin. So he's called Tin Bum. I was like, ah. Fanta Pants was my favourite. I literally was drinking a cup of coffee when someone said it, and I was snorting it out my nose. I laughed so much. Just absolutely. You know when someone says something so simple and it just makes you laugh? I just absolutely loved it. Oh, it's just made me... I can't say it. I'll get cancelled. I can't say it. I'm sorry. I wouldn't even do it on a stand-up show. It absolutely made me laugh. Oh, it's one of the funniest things I've ever heard. But I'll get cancelled. Don't worry. It's not sexist, homophobic, racist or anything like that. But I still would get cancelled. I can't say it. But Fanta Pants made me laugh. I'd love to say it, but I can't. I was having this conversation with somebody at the weekend. Arsenal got a corner here. Let's just see. Well, it's not a corner. It's a cross for Saka. Let me just say this first because it is a watch-along. Mitchell says it can't be that good. Trust me, you'd be laughing your head off. I saw it on TikTok and it just made me laugh. But I had to be careful about who I shared it with because you've got to really trust the people that you send it with. Can Arsenal score from a cross? They're so good at set pieces. Saka puts it in. It's not a great cross. Still gone in! Oh, it's 2-0. Oh, it wasn't even a good cross. But Thomas has come to the party with a packet of crisps and a slice of cake. It's Thomas Partey who makes it 2-0 to Arsenal. And you know what? We know that Arsenal are very, very good at set pieces. But this one wasn't the best. Saka puts the cross in towards the front post. Little bit of a flick. I think Partey, if Partey touches that, he might be offside actually. Just be careful about this. Depends if I don't know whether anyone gets a touch on it. It might just be Saka's goal. In it comes. No touch there. No touch there. Was it an indirect free kick? Maybe it was planned. Knowing Arsenal, it probably was. It's Saka's goal, I think. Look at... Yeah, Martinelli. I thought Martinelli was celebrating it then. It's Saka's goal. And if it went straight through, then it must not have been an indirect free kick. I've never understood that rule anyway. I've never understood that rule. I don't know why I repeat myself so much. Welcome to the Arsenal stand. I'm joking. If I was going to do another football club stand, I've thought about this before. So you know the United stand because I support United. If I was going to do another club channel, you know what I'd do? Chelsea. I'd do Chelsea because I'd have to do a club that I'm actually interested in that has, you know, I just think there's always a story with Chelsea, so I think I'd do Chelsea. I mean, I'll never do it because I don't give a shit about Chelsea, but if I did it, I'd do Chelsea. City would be boring. I respect Man City content creators. It must be so fucking boring. One, nobody respects you, so when you win, you don't get any credit. And two, you always win. Like, if Arsenal were winning the league every year, Arsenal fans would still tune in because they're Arsenal. But with Man City... No one respects you winning, and you always win. So it must be bloody hard work coming up with content. No one ever falls out with each other anyway. You know, you're never going to wake up and go, De Bruyne has leaked to the press that Pep's a... I nearly said something else then, that with P. Now, that would be a story. But you know, you're never going to get it, are you? Do you think Nagelsmann would suit United as Jello? I do like Nagelsmann. And I think he'd suit the Premier League full stop. But I don't think you'll get him out. Lou Roll facts. Guys fold, girls scrunch. Do they? I rap. When I'm wiping my arse, I rap. I don't go, I'm Slim Shady. No, I mean, like, I rip it off, wrap it round, and then, yeah. I don't scrunch and I don't fold. Do you scrunch or fold? I've just told you, Martin. I want Arsenal set piece coach as our new set piece coach at United. He's unbelievably good, says Raz. Thank you very much. Sleep with a fan on always any climate, says Liam. Don't know what you're on about. Who would win in a fight, Arne Slot or Ten Hag? I think Slot. I don't fold, I rap. Yeah, definitely. Okay. What were we talking about before that? Oh, the joke. I can't tell the joke. I'm not going to tell the joke. The only content City channels will be covering is at the local park when they get relegated to the Northern Leagues, as B. Gino. Funnily enough, that will probably make them more interesting. Zayn Miasi's in the house and he's an Arsenal fan. So welcome to Zayn. I hope you're doing very well, mates. Long time contributor to the channel and very welcome as well. I'm sure you're very happy about Arsenal doing well in the Champions League. Why won't you tell the joke, Mark? Because, oh yeah, I reminded myself. Because I was talking at the weekend with somebody and they were saying, I can't believe this person said what they said and have come back and had a career. And I said, no, it is amazing because what they said was not up for interpretation. It was horrific and it's almost been forgotten. And then I said, it's 4-1 to... How have Dortmund scored 4 goals? How have they got 4 goals? I didn't even see goal 3. Oh, I did. I saw Adeyemi. There's a penalty, that's why. Bloody hell. It's not even half time. We're not even half time. Absolutely incredible. Arsenal are 2-0 up, I know that. But I've also got Dortmund Celtic on. Anyway, I was saying, like, some people can come back from doing things and saying things that are just incredible. Whereas I genuinely think I'd get cancelled for accidentally running over a squirrel. I just think I've got that sort of amount of people that are desperate for it. So, it's a funny world, isn't it? Some people can say most things and come back. I really think I'd get cancelled for running over a squirrel by accident. Which I actually already have done. But I wasn't doing YouTube content then. It's 4-1. It's not 5-1. It's 5-1. Why have I got a delay on TNT? Adeyemi. Has he got a hat-trick? He can't claim the hat-trick, mate. Surely the deflection... Well, no, he probably can. 5-1. Dortmund 5 in, what, 40 minutes? Incredible. And let's not forget, Celtic put 5 past the team that Man City are playing. It's a night. I tell you what, it's a night for games. I've already got that one on. I've already got it on. No, that's on my TV. That's TNT. I'm getting a delay on that one as well. Are you Rangers in disguise, says Gavin. 72% of you are like me with your toilet roll. You have it over the top. 28% from behind. But I think 10% of those people are just voting that they like it from behind. Yeah. Let's go back to a football one. And because it's the Champions League, I just wanted to... I wanted to make something a little bit more European. Who would be a good either or? I'll put it to the chat. Hold on, we've got an Arsenal free kick here. It's not really a scoring opportunity. They're quite deep, actually. No, they took it short. Who would be a good either or for... Oh, I know. Who would you rather have in your side? Not who's the better player. Who would you rather have in your side? Mbappe or Haaland? Barcelona are really giving it to those young boys, says J Dead. I mean, it was inevitable that you were going to say that. Red Army says, as a United fan, I hate Liverpool and Arsenal. Don't want them to win a Carabao Cup. Couldn't care if Man City did a treble every season because it's a hollow trophy. There we go. Charlatans or the Happy Mondays, says LFC Gamer. Definitely the Happy Mondays. It could be 6 here. Celtic need to be careful because it could get really, well, it already is. It already is. Vinicius Junior or Yamal. We'll do that next, Josh. I like that one. I do like that one. Thanks very much, Josh. Make sure you subscribe, by the way, bottom right-hand corner. How do you feel about putting pineapple on pizza? Very good. I had a bit of pizza this afternoon with a bit of pineapple on. Oh, God. How many chickens would it take to kill an elephant? I genuinely don't think it's possible. I mean, I can't believe I'm answering this question, but I genuinely don't think 100 chickens would kill an elephant because they'd have to learn how to do like gymnastics and climb on each other's back, and they wouldn't. They're thick. So you could have 1,000 chickens couldn't kill me, let alone an elephant. I would not be scared of 1,000 chickens. I just pick one up. It'd take me ages. I pick them up and just break the neck. Don't report me. I'm just saying, well, actually, that's probably quite a humane way to do it. But my point is, I wouldn't be scared of 1,000 chickens. Or 1,000,000. Just take longer. It's like saying how many ants would kill an elephant. Like, 1 billion ants would not kill... Well, actually, they could crawl up it and go up its arse and its nose. See, I think 1,000 ants have got more chance of killing an elephant than 1,000 chickens. Lego or Playmobil? Definitely Lego. I've got some Lego. Look at this. Got it for Christmas. Trouble is, it's gone and got a bit dusty. Look at that. Got it for Christmas last year. No, I've not played with it. Just built it, but I need something to when it gets dusty. That's the problem with Lego, when it gets dusty. And I've seen a brilliant bit of Lego. I want the Jaws Lego. You know, they've got the ship, the boat, and the shark. I'm going to get that for Christmas. Half time between Arsenal and PSG. 2-0 to Arsenal. They'll be very happy with that. It's been a bit of a walk in the park for Arsenal, actually. I mean, I was talking about it before the game on how Arsenal do need to send a bit of a message out to the rest of Europe that they're the real deal, because I don't think they did that last year. But that will send a message to the rest of Europe that beating PSG, if they beat them, but they're 2-0 up at the moment. And apart from the Mendes shot, which was very good, I think Arsenal have... clean sheet again. I mean, statistically, let's have a look at how it's been going for Arsenal. I think it's been very, very good. I mean, look, of course, a team like PSG are going to have the ball a little bit. They've had 61% of it, but Arsenal have sort of done that whole let's defend and counter. And they've only had 2 shots on target. They've scored both of them. And as I say, they've conceded the ball more, but PSG haven't really done anything with it. So I think you'd be very happy with that if you're Arsenal at the moment. Cash says, this is one for everybody. What UK European stadium currently has the best atmosphere? I mean, I'm always going to be very, very biased. Look, I used to go to Old Trafford quite a lot in the early noughties, and it's definitely better than when I went last, which was the early noughties. No, I think that... I think Old Trafford, when it's rocking, is just an incredible atmosphere. Maybe because of the atmosphere. But yeah, it's incredible atmosphere because of the atmosphere. No, it's an incredible atmosphere because of the status and the design of the stadium. In fairness, I think when Anfield's rocking, it's a good stadium as well for the similar reasons. But I think in the modern day, I don't know. I don't really have the answer. Some people think it's the tourism element of, you don't get a hardcore 60,000 every week. There's a change. Society. But I think even Arsenal last year was a bit more positive as well. But to be honest with you, I was going to say this. The ground with the best atmosphere is probably a shock. It could well be something stupid like Plymouth or something like that. David says, wiping your bum front to back or back to front? Definitely front to back. I mean, anyone else is doing that. Isn't Jaws a movie starring Mia Khalifa, says Freddie. You've probably seen one. Seth says, Mark, I thought you said on the United stand you'd burnt the Ten Hag book on Monday, so why there Ten Hag book behind you? Seth, sarcasm. I'd love to know what country you're from, because sarcasm doesn't travel. It was being sarcastic. I didn't realise, because I was sat down, it was on a higher level. That's why I couldn't see it. But obviously that's where it is. And these Champions League games just remind me how far behind United are. Other teams' players are composed, but United's, especially from the Ollie era, often look panicked, making teammates hesitant to pass to them, says Abhijit. And do you think fans would back players if they went on strike, says Zach. Oh, let's ask fans about it. Mbappe's beat Haaland by 59% to 41%. Get involved in this then. Fair point. Would you back players on a strike? I would. You want to know why? Because I'm a man of the people, and I'm always going to stand up for the common working person against the, big conglomerates. I've just realised I've backed a load of multimillionaires. No, I think I would back them on a strike if it was literally like the Champions League group stage is 2 games too big, or we need to scrap the Carabao Cup, or we need to scrap the international break. I do think we're getting more and more games. If you look at that tournament next summer, what the hell is that tournament next summer? Man City and Chelsea are in it. We don't need it. I'm not going to watch it. It's a waste of time. It's a new diluted bag of shit that nobody needs. And that, to me, if I was a Chelsea or Man City player, would be a massive irritant. I'd be like, what the hell is this for? Why are we doing this? And I think that there is too much football. I'm a big fan of having loads of football, but there is too much of it, and it's getting a bit stupid. Oh, but you're just backing overpaid players, Mark. I'm not. They are overpaid. They are billionaires. But also, I'm backing fans. Like, we've seen a massive increase in injuries over the last 18 months. Already, a lot of clubs have got injuries again. There's, Man United have got a few. Newcastle have got a couple. Injuries are increasing year by year. So when you watch Newcastle play Man City at the weekend and they don't have Isak and Botman, you're like, well, this isn't really Newcastle, is it? But Man City are fine because they've got the squad. So I think that we're seeing an increase in injuries, and we will see a dilution in the quality because players are being asked to train more and play more. Would you rather fight a hippo or a saltwater crocodile? Says John. That's a bit like saying, would you rather stick a knife in your eyes or up your arse? Either way, you're going to die. Might not from your arse, actually. Don't try it. But I suppose, John, you're just asking me which way I'd rather die. And I think a hippo would really hurt. Whereas a crocodile might drown you first. If I could have a chat with the crocodile first and he said, all I'm going to do is grab you strongly around your clothing and drown you, and you won't feel anything because you're going to spin around at the same time, I'll probably choose that. Because the hippo's not even going to want to talk to me and is literally going to use his big tusk feet mouth and probably bite my leg or something and just keep doing it. I don't want that. No one wants that. Vinicius Junior or Jamal will do in a minute. Thank you very much for that. Evening, Mark. The Principality Stadium rugby, Wales versus England, is something special. And I loved the pod this week, says Rebecca. Don't forget to check the podcast out every Monday and Friday. Goldbridge Saves Football. It was a good episode this week. Who would win in a fight, Big Ange or Sean Dyche? God, I tell you what, I'd pay to watch that. I'd rather watch that than AJ at the moment. Big Ange against Sean Dyche. Oi, Ange, you wanker. I'm going to whack your head back to Australia. I'll tell you what, you'll need help from your neighbours because you'll be absolutely on your arse. What you bloody talking about, Sean Dyche? I'll put your head in a barbie and the only gravel you'll see is the one in the bottom of a barbie, mate. Yeah, I better stop there. Evening, Mark, done that one. Where would Celtic be in the EFL? Cash. Drop it. That's good. That is good. You've just upset all Celtic fans in the chat. Where would Celtic be in the EFL? Not even going to put them in the Prem. Elliot says, I tried your rap technique and got a chocolate finger now. Zane says Scream 7 has been announced. Oh, what? And Ten Hag's in it. Card Smith says talk shit are reporting United are going to face penalty and PSR charges if they don't get top 4. Don't know whether you've already seen this. I don't believe it, really. I don't believe it. I can say what I think because I don't do it anymore, but a lot of their content is just Man United scaremongering. I mean, the thing is, they don't really do it about any other club as well. I mean, if Man United don't get in the Champions League, they're going to lose money. Shock. I'll tell you what I've been watching at the moment. No. I've just rewatched the Dark Knight trilogy. I've got the last 40 minutes of Dark Knight Rises. That's why I've been doing Harry Bain. What a trilogy to revisit. Just thought I'd tell you that. I wanted to clean my glasses, that's why.
You merely adopted the darkness. I was born in it.
Do you wish to see your son taking a footballing career path, says Harish? I mean, I think it's. I would love it if he was good enough, but it's competitive. You know, I think. As I've said before, I think that I look at some parents and their obsession with their child's footballing career, and I just think those kids are going to rebel at some point. It's ridiculous. Like, it's these Mbappe projects I just think are stupid. The enjoyment of football has to be there. Like, that's what it has to be. Do you watch the 442 videos with yourself in them? Have you considered voicing your parts? If you have, says Simon. I do watch them. They're very good, and I would recommend you watch them as well. RJB says, if every Premier League manager had to play one half for their team, who would be the best? My money is on Arteta or Nuno. Keepers play till they are old. I bet Pep would still be quite good, to be fair. Reese says, hippos are the deadliest animals in Africa, if you include mosquito disease. You know what I'd love to do to a hippo if it was angry? I'd absolutely love it. I'd love to be in a Land Rover with the engine running and basically, while it's got its arse in the river, is just run up to it, kick it up the arse, sprint back into my Land Rover, start driving off, and then lean out looking back as it really angrily chases me going, I'd love that. It won't be quicker than a Land Rover, Ollie. Land Rovers can do 100 miles an hour. Hippos can't. I just love to look in the wind mirror as it angrily, humiliated from a kick up the arse, is chasing me going, ah, and I'd be going, ha, ha, ha. And I'd probably put the radio on really loud, going something that's going to really wind the hippo up. I'll probably get out the sunroof and go, are you hungry, hippo? Hippos are quick, but I'm not the one being, it's chasing me. Can the real Mark Goldbridge please stand up, says Oddie. Hope you're having a good evening. How would you feel about them doing all international football in 1 year, then just normal football for free, says Dead. I mean, great question. I sometimes feel like I'm Harry Bain in the darkness singing. I absolutely cannot understand why every year we're back in this situation where we've got international football coming back again. I just don't understand it. I don't understand it. These international breaks are vile. They're vile. They're absolutely vile. I mean, who have England got next? At least the Ireland game was a little bit interesting because it was England against Ireland. But England fixtures in the next international break, oh God. Greece and Finland. Actually, not bad. It's not too bad, is it? But yeah, it's boring. Boring. I'm just bored by it. Yeah, I don't like international football, and I don't want to watch it, and I can't. There's another one again in November as well. I mean, the good one about that is I do my charity stream. But yeah, I don't like these international breaks. I hate these 3 international breaks. I don't get what the point is. I just don't like it. I don't. But you know what? The South Americans love it. The South American players love it. And some of the European players love it. But I just think for England, it's really, really boring. Would you rather be locked up in a room with a snake or locked in a yard with a pit bull? Oh, God. The pit bull, because I'm quite good with dogs. Thanks, Real and Complex. I've got an either or for you now. Would you back players on a strike? Yes, 59%. No, 40%. But this is a cracker. This is an absolute cracker. It came in from a super chat a few minutes ago. VJ or Yamal? I'm going to put Vinny J just in case people don't know who VJ is, but Vinicius Jr. obviously. Vinny J or Yamal? Who would you go for? I think that's going to be an interesting one. I really, really do. I would rather back it just to see what happens. Thoughts on... Hey, I went to the hygienist today. for my teeth. And I said to them, I get ridiculed on my stream because I use warm water to brush my teeth. And you know what they said? Don't ever use warm water to brush your teeth, you prat. Why have you been doing that? And I said, I was only joking. But I actually genuinely felt quite embarrassed because I thought you wash your hands with warm water, so brushing your teeth with warm water would clean them better. He said, don't do that. Use cold water. So just pretended it was somebody else who did it. And what an idiot, I said. Arsenal players coming out. PSG, nothing with or without star players, to be honest, says Sai. Here's a question for you. I suppose it's an either or, but we've got one going on at the moment. Do you actually think PSG, if you'd said this to me 10 years ago, I'd have said yes. If you'd said this to me 5 years ago, I'd have said yes. I'm now starting to say, I'm actually starting to think no. Would I ever try pegging? No. Will PSG win the Champions League? I think when Qatar took over them, there was an inevitability to it. But I don't think they're going to win it. I think they're so far off it now. And I just don't really know. I think their best chances of doing it have gone. I just don't think they're going to win I don't think they're going to win it. If there was a Super League and they could compete against proper teams week in, week out, I think they might be able to attract the players required to do it. But I think the PSG project just is not as appealing as it was before. I mean, they used to be able to get all sorts of players, didn't they? And at the moment, I don't think it's possible. It's almost a bit like the Newcastle thing. If you'd said to me a couple of years ago, will Newcastle win the Premier League in the next 10 years? I'd have said yes. Whereas at the moment, I don't think they will, because they just can't get the money in. So, but I think Newcastle have got more chance of winning the Champions League than PSG at the moment. And people will go, you're an idiot, because they're not even in it. But if Newcastle solve the money, they're in the right league to bring the right players in. I just don't think there's enough players that will go to PSG now, because you've got Saudi, you've got the Premier League, you've got Real Madrid. So I don't see PSG winning the Champions League. I just don't see it. What are your thoughts? Would you take Enrique if PSG sacked him, says Lumen. I'm always a bit worried about ex-PSG coaches. It's like Poch, it's like Tuchel. But I suppose Emery, he was one. Pretty sure the temperature of the water for brushing your teeth is irrelevant. Warm water is actually good if you have sensitive teeth, says Ryan. Not my words, the words of Ryan. Anyway, we're up and running for the second half. Thanks everyone who's tuning in. Please do subscribe. Bottom right-hand corner, daily content on That's Football, and you're all very welcome. We are 5 subscribers away from 259,000. So please do subscribe. Bottom right-hand corner. Get involved with the channel, as always. Villa Bayern Munich tomorrow night. Very much looking forward to it. I've been washing my teeth with hot water ever since you said you do it. Also, who do you think deserves the Ballon d'Or? I think Vinicius Jr. will win it, says Yolo. No, deserves it. I think Vinny J is going to win it. Yeah, I do. I thought it would be Bellingham or Vinicius Jr. anyway, and I think it will be Vinicius Jr. I don't think Rodri's got a chance. A lot of people said Rodri. I don't think he's got a chance. I think it will be Vinicius Jr. Yeah. Yeah, up and running here. Can PSG get back into it? What do you think about Adeyemi? I mean, he was a player I always used to buy on FIFA. Still only 22. I think is he injured? Yeah. Looks like he's done his hamstring. And that's how fragile life is, isn't it? I mean, he's not dead, but, you know, he's just literally twisted and done his hamstring. You can't believe it. Scores a hat-trick in the first half. Does he hamstring straight away? Jeff brushes his teeth in the shower. Do you bend over? Jeff, I'm not thinking about you bending over. I'm just thinking if you stood there brushing your teeth and it comes out down your chest, do you go like that? I have brushed my teeth when I'm taking a crap before. Just, if it's a late one, it's a time saver, isn't it? What animal would you like to see? Polar bear, hippo. Mark, thoughts on PSG youngster? Yeah, I'm not reading that one out. I'm from India and your watch-alongs are great, says Rick. Well, they're only great because you're watching, Rick. Thank you very much for tuning in. David says, some people want to know if you're serious about the pegging thing. No, it's not for me, mate. But each to their own. Just make sure it is your own. Don't share it. Qatar getting to host the World Cup saturated the sports washing agenda, says RJV. Thank you very much. Would you like to be locked in with Howard Webb and Michael Oliver? Or Oliver. Anyway, Mark, love your content. The only United fan who is not biased. Look, love for the game. Honestly, I would love to be in a debate with Michael Oliver or Howard Webb and tell them just how bad they are. But no doubt Howard Webb would beat the shit out of me. He's built. He is. Yeah, we're not having a conversation about whether pegging is now in the chat, and that was not the intention. It was a throwaway comment. Don't Google it. Don't Google it. Always close the lid before you flush, says who to blame. No, I like to watch. Vinicius Jr. or Yamal. 57% Vinny J and 43% Yamal. Lovely stuff. There you go. I thought Yamal would win that one. I'd go Vinny J. It's a bit like Saka over Palmer. I think at the moment I'd go Saka over Palmer and I'd go Vinny J over Yamal. But give it a year. That could change. Yeah, Tom, we're not talking about rim jobs. Enough toilet talk. Every time Stevie B says, I thought you were going to say your mum. Every time I say Yamal, I feel like that makes me think of that as well. So great minds think alike. Need another either or. Need another either or. I loved that question we did the other day as well. I know it's been going around quite a bit, but what do they call it? He's injured his Sabitza's talking to Adeyemi. What do they call that thing in America with the four faces on it? My mind's gone blank. Mount Rushmore. Yeah, last week when we did the Mount Rushmore of Premier League managers and stuff, I enjoyed that. That was good. Mount Rushmore of porn star. No, it's a football channel. We'll do that on another one. Serious question. Do you think Ten Hag is trying to burn the ship down out of retaliation for the board searching for other managers? Absolutely not, Chris. No. Can we do a Palmer or Foden, either or, says Dylan. I mean, we can do. I'm absolutely convinced I know the answer to this question already. It's not my answer, but I think I know what your lot are going to vote. Rudolph the Red says, I'm being discharged from the army soon due to a heart problem. Have you got any jobs going? I'm struggling on deciding what I want to do. Rudolph, you're a legend. I'd love to give you a job, but over the last 12 months, if I'm being honest, we've had to cut back. I've had to keep saying that to people. It's an interesting industry at the moment, and whilst it's very saturated, it's also, yeah, it's not what it was. I think it's had its no, it's not had its day, but it's certainly had its peak, I think. I'm leaving. It's over. Foden doesn't even start over Grealish for City, says Alan. Mount Rushmore of United players. Oh, I like that one. I mean, let's do some Mount Rushmores. Mount Rushmores of Man United players for me personally, and I can't do players that I've never seen. I can't put, because obviously you would put, for me, I think the obvious ones would be Duncan Edwards, Sir Bobby Charlton, you know, George Best, people like that. But I'm only going to do it based on players that I've seen. So for me, I think you've got to put Cantona on there because of the spark he was. I'd put Roy Keane on there because he's probably my favourite ever player for Man United. So I've only got 2 spots left. I'd have to put Cristiano Ronaldo on there because he is and was, I mean, he won the Ballon d'Or at Man United. He was absolutely untouchable. So I've only got 1 spot left. I've got Cantona, Keane and Ronaldo. And then I think you get very niche because some people are going to go Rooney. Some people are going to go Scholes. Maybe Vidic. I'm going to go Beckham for me. Beckham for me was one of my favourite players. So that's just going to be my personal pick. So I'm going to go Beckham, Keane, Cantona, Ronaldo as my Man United Mount Rushmore. Giggs is not a bad shout as well. Rooney definitely is a good one. But yeah, my Man United Mount Rushmore personally is Beckham, Keane, Cantona and Ronaldo. Harry Maguire just missed out. He'd actually be brilliant on there, Slabhead, being as it's made out of stone. It's almost perfect, isn't it? How much Erik ten Hag will get the backing from Ineos, says Rick. I don't know, mate. I really don't know. Can PSG get back into this game? Well, they've had a lot of the ball, but they just don't look very... They look toothless. Here we go, Martinelli. Where's he going? Cuts it back, wins a corner. That's a bad thing. That's a bad thing against Arsenal. Top Hat Man says, day club activities or night club activities, Mark. Which do you prefer? I don't know. I don't know what either are. Fill me in. That's not pegging. That's nothing to do with pegging, by the way. Don't get excited. Can we do a Rodri versus Roy Keane, says Vabath. We can do in a minute, yeah. Mount Rushmore of actors and actresses, says Fusion. No, let's keep it on football. Mount Rushmore Champions League finals, says Josh. I'm not very good on those sort of things. I'm really not very good on them. The only ones that will ever stand out to me are Man United. Declan Rice is on this corner. Let's see how it goes. Arsenal are surely one of the best teams in Europe. Certainly the best team in the Premier League when it comes to set pieces for me. And Donnarumma comes and gets it. Thoughts on Chesney to Barcelona, says Paddy. I mean, he's okay. Where would Erik ten Hag go if he gets fired, says Who to Blame? Don't know. Maybe going, I don't know. Maybe go back Ajax. He'd have £17 million in his pocket. Imagine that, £17 million. You're done. You're finished. You're sorted. £17 million. I wonder if you get taxed on that. Where would you get taxed? Because if he's not employed by Man United anymore, he's back in the Netherlands, isn't he? Massive money. Massive money. Haaland scored, says Kim. You're about the only person who's interested in it, mate. Mount Rushmore for Arsenal, says Holly. Well, I'm not an Arsenal fan, so for me, I think Thierry Henry, Ian Wright. I'm a bit older than some people, so I'm thinking of the 4 most iconic Arsenal players. Oh, nearly another goal for Arsenal. Didn't get enough power on it that time, Havertz, but Donnarumma nearly fumbled it. Now got a bit of a breakaway for PSG, but it's a good tackle by Gabriel. Rick says United are in 13th position currently. Is top 4 possible? Well, it's early enough, but I don't think we look like it. Mount Rushmore Ronaldo goals. Yeah, I can't do that, GGMU. I don't have that sort of brain. Yeah, Arsenal Mount Rushmore. I'm going to go with Ian Wright, Dennis Bergkamp. I think Tony Adams has got to be there as well. And trying to think. I would say it's Bergkamp, Vieira. Bergkamp or Vieira. So I'd go Adams, Ian Wright, Thierry Henry, and I'd go Bergkamp for the flair, you know. Piers Morgan. He'd love to be on there. Yeah. Yeah, I think I'd go Bergkamp, Henry, Ian Wright, Tony Adams as my Arsenal Mount Rushmore. As an outsider looking in. Half an hour to go. PSG against Arsenal. You know what? I've been stood up for a long time. I'm going to sit down for the last half an hour. The stand-up desk's great, but you don't need to do the whole bloody game. You're an idiot. I don't know why you keep doing it. I keep telling you not to do it, and you've done it again. You don't need to stand up for 2 hours. Come, rest your arse. That's me talking to myself again, by the way. I've told you about this. I keep doing it more and more. Oh, there we go. That feels a bit better, actually. There we go. That's it, this spot. Oh. And the older you get, the more sound effects you give as well. When you sit in a good chair and you go, oh. Off topic, if Bayern go for Company relegated with Burnley, why can't we go for Bielsa? Best fit for United, in my opinion, says Frank. Yeah, he won't get a look in, mate. Into the box. Ooh, he's looking. No, saying no penalty there. Bit of a 50-50. And referee's not giving it. I don't think he is going to give it either. I don't think it's the sort of thing that's going to get reviewed. Villa versus United prediction, says Callum. Oh, Cole Palmer, 79% to Foden. It's a difficult one, that, you know. Who's better, Foden or Palmer? I'd rather have Palmer at Man United, let's put it that way. But I do think there's a little bit of recency bias there because Phil Foden's a very good player. I get why people have gone with Palmer, but I don't think it should be that high. Oh, there was another one, wasn't there? Was it Rodri Keane? Yes. Either or. I always think as well that Man City players suffer because no one likes City, or is it not even doesn't like City? They're just apathetic towards them. Let's get that stats carousel rolling around. It's stuck. Harold says, thoughts on hand jobs? Okay. You know, done that one as well. Mount Rushmore, Premier League title winning teams, says RXB. Premier League winning teams. Well, I'm definitely going to put... I'm glad it's a Mount Rushmore because you don't have to say what's best, but you've got to put the Invincibles there because they finished invincible. You've got to put the 99 United side there because they won a treble. Do I put the Man City treble winning side there? No, because I don't respect it. I'd rather put their Centurions there. And then I'd probably put Chelsea 04-05 because that was just an incredible season as well. But then I feel like Leicester should be there. I think Liverpool did quite well in 2020, although COVID did ruin that. I think that COVID stop did ruin that. But Chelsea, for me personally, Man United 99, Chelsea 04-05, Arsenal Invincibles, and probably Man City Centurions. I think that would be 4. But if I'm being really arsey, I'd kick Man City's Centurions out and put another Man United side in there as well. Rick says, I can't see United fighting against relegation. No, neither can I, Rick. Shot by PSG, blocked. Arsenal just look so comfortable. They're on the break again now. Martinelli. It's just so easy for Arsenal because they're 2-0 up at home. They're happy to give up the possession and they're hitting on the break. Leicester probably should be in there, love. Yeah, they probably should. What do you think will be the result for 115, says Yock? I mean, I nearly did a video on this and then it sort of passed. You know, at the end of last week when they were saying that Man City look like they've won something and they've got away with it. I don't know what's going to happen, but the thing that Man City nearly won wasn't directly to do with the 115. It was something else. They're trying to say that the Premier League shouldn't be able to assess sponsorship deals and that clubs should be able to do whatever sponsorship deals they want to do. Now, I think that would be horrible for football if that happened, because basically what it means is that Newcastle or Man City could get a company to give them £200 billion that they own. And that's immoral. That's not right. You know, I think market value of deals should be kept. So I hope they don't win that, because I think it's a joke. There should be a going rate for shirt sponsorship. You shouldn't be able to go, we own Etihad Airways, so we're going to give them £500 million when the highest ever deal has been 100 million. You can't do that. But I don't know whether they're going to get away with it or not. I mean, get away with it, is that even the right term? Guilty or not guilty, I suppose. Arsenal got the ball here, but they're well in their own half. I agree with you, Tris. PSG have got absolutely no clue in the final third. And they don't. I can't see them coming back. I really can't. What am I drinking? Water. FPL Fozzie says, how's the FPL team going? Put your hand up if you're out of FPL already. I missed 1 week. I couldn't be asked this week. It's over. I'm gone in October. Yeah. Last year I did it till January. I'm gone. Finished. I'm out. Corner to PSG. Roy Keane has beaten Rodri 64% to 36%. J-Dead says, Mount Rushmore of United stand members. Ooh. Yeah. I'm not, look, I don't get involved in all of that. I just don't get involved in all that. So all I would put on there is current United stand members. And then you upset current ones that aren't on there. So I'm not getting involved in that. I've got another either or here. Vidic or Van Dijk. I think I know who will win this one. It's a good one. PSG are pushing a bit here, but I just don't fancy him. My United stand Mount Rushmore would probably be Goldbridge 2024, Goldbridge 2016, Goldbridge COVID 2020, and then prime Goldbridge was probably Goldbridge 2019. They are different phases. They're different people. Oh, another shot from PSG just goes over the bar from Fabian. My throat's starting to get sore. I don't know why I'm getting it. I'm Harry Bain. It can't be that. It can't just be that. 6-1. Is it 6-1 to Dortmund? Yeah. Is that Garassi? Yeah. I forgot he'd gone there. It's just a skill gap, isn't it? Just a skill gap. They're a good side, Dortmund. I mean, where are Dortmund in the Bundesliga? Where are Dortmund in the Bundesliga? I'm Harry Bain. Yes. Fifth. I mean, they're only 3 points off the top, but the fifth. Yeah, good play. Good individual goal as well. He was linked to United. A lot of people would say we probably should have bought him. Bit of experience. Apparently Bruno's red got overturned. Football ain't deaf yet, I guess. To say, yeah, but what does that do for United? I mean, all right, he gets to play instead of being banned for 3 games, but we played 45 minutes with 10 men. You're not going to get that back, are you? I mean, we weren't going to get it back anyway, if I'm being honest, but it's a shocking decision, and it just shows you referees are... It's like Michael Oliver and the Trossard. Just, they don't... The whole point of VAR is you've got time to think. They don't think. Did Ten Hag set standards too high when he told City and Liverpool eras come to an end instead of being realistic like Ralph Rangnick's 58 go? I think he got a bit giddy, didn't he? He got a bit excited, you know. It's not, you know, we have got standards and we do want to achieve them, but probably set the standards a bit too high. Probably should have said, you know, Brighton eras come to an end, beware. But then he would have took the piss out of him for that. Solly Main says Arsenal are not entertaining this year. Arsenal did this last year, though. I'm pretty sure they did this last year at the start of the season. It's almost like Arteta's new thing. Start of the season, just feel your way into the season, get the results, don't go mad. And then around Christmas time, they really started again, didn't they? So maybe it's an approach to... maybe he's looked at Pep and Sir Alex from the past and realised that you can't go hell for leather from the start. It's about growing into the season, maybe. Vidic is beating Van Dijk. Obviously, more Man United fans in here tonight. Mount Rushmore of United managers, says David. Well, in my lifetime, Sir Alex, 94. Sir Alex, 19... No, but Sir Alex... Fucking hell, mate. I mean... I'm going to get pelters, but you've got to go on trophies, surely. You're not putting Ollie on there. He didn't win anything. So you've got to go Sir Alex. I mean, I could technically put Ron Atkins in there. I was alive. I don't remember it very well. He did win it, and he won an FA Cup. Did Ron Atkinson not win 2 FA Cups, actually? But anyway, Sir Alex... It's got to be Sir Alex, Mourinho, Ten Hag and Van Gaal because they won trophies. It's got to be. The day you don't judge yourself on trophies is the day you become a prat. Yeah, in my lifetime, I'm not that old. I don't remember Sir Matt. David, good question. I mean, people are laughing about... Sharon has just laughed at Ten Hag. Well, the joke's on you, Sharon, because you've been voted the most unsexiest name in the chat about an hour ago. So I don't know what you're laughing about, Sharon, because that's the truth. We said, what's the most unsexiest name? And Sharon won for women. So have that. That's quite brutal, actually. I've just realised, Sharon. But you were laughing at Ten Hag. I think that... Look, you're scraping the barrel when you're doing a Mount Rushmore of Man United managers because none of them have done particularly well. But Sir Alex obviously is on there. And it's an embarrassment to put anybody else there. But I think you've got to go based on trophies. So you've got to go Van Gaal, Mourinho and Ten Hag. Mourinho won 2, Ten Hag's won 2, and Van Gaal won 1. You're not going to put Moyes or Ollie there. They didn't win fucking nothing. Surely... If football stopped tomorrow and you did a Mount Rushmore of Arsenal managers, George Graham's ahead of Arteta because he won your league titles. Might have been boring, but he did. Played better football under Arteta, but you got to follow the trophies, haven't you? George Graham's a better Arsenal manager than Arteta. That's probably not a good example, actually, because a lot of Arsenal fans would say, of course he is. He won the league. Arteta did win the FA Cup as well. But you'd still go George Graham. What's the best team to never win the Premier League, says Jordan? That's a quiz question, isn't it? What's the best team that's never won the Premier League? I'd say Newcastle, off the top of my head, because they were close with Keegan. I'm trying to think of a team that's been close to winning it but not won it. Villa. Villa were quite good in 90... Was it 3? Newcastle were good in 96. Spurs have never been near a title. Forget about it. I'll probably say Newcastle or Villa. Spurs have never been near a title. Liverpool have won the league, Sam. You're not listening to the question. The best team to never win the title. Liverpool have won the league. Spurs 2018? Nah. I thought you were talking about the Leicester season. They bottled it in the Leicester season. They're not having it for that. I think Newcastle under Keegan has got to be the closest and best. That team was bloody good as well. They were 12 points clear. They bottled it, but they were a good team, that Newcastle side. Vaybash says, which season is considered successful? Finish 8th in the league with an FA Cup or finish in the top 4 with no trophies? I'd take top 4, no trophy, to be honest. Somebody said to me, would you rather have 4th this year and no trophy or 8th in an FA Cup? I'd take 4th. I think the Premier League is where it's at. The Premier League is just so competitive now. You're not respected if you finish 8th. You've got to be in the top 4. I haven't missed any super chats, Harold. I'm just talking about somebody else's, and I'll come back to yours in a minute. You impatient, rude shit. 4-0 to City, says Cody. We don't care. We don't care. We don't care. Vidic has beaten Van Dijk, by the way, 58% to 42%. I think that's a good one. I genuinely think Van Dijk is in that conversation now. Mount Rushmore of United kit sponsors, says Matthew. Sharp, 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 sharp. Nothing else really hits for me. Leeds in the 90s, says Sonny. They won it. I don't think they got close again after the year that they won it. Twinnings or Yorkshire Gold, says Sully. I don't drink either. What's the best tactical approach for lower teams to play Man City, says Harold. I think against Man City, you've got to have pace on the break. You've got to have pace on the break against Man City. Calafiori in a bit of a pushing game with Fabian. Big lad, Calafiori. Yellow card each. Yep. What's that? What's Declan Rice just given to Calafiori then? Is it one of them powder sachets or something? I've seen a lot of those lately. It's like an energy thing. United Ronaldo or Juventus Ronaldo? Mate, Matthew, are you having a bloody laugh? Have you got no recollection of 08? United Ronaldo, fucking hell. United Ronaldo is only second to prime Ronaldo at Madrid. He was absolutely unstoppable. Random one, favourite kit which wasn't United's. I always loved that Sheffield Wednesday 93-95 kit. Sanderson sponsor, always sticks in my mind. No, my favourite kit will always be the Arsenal kit, JBC. Is it the bruised banana one with the V's on it? I can't remember what year it was. I absolutely hated Arsenal, but I loved that kit. So that's the one for me. Always. And I think it's around the same time that my favourite United kit was out. The dark blue one with the black paint splattering. I mean, that was a great time for kits. It's all kicking off a little bit between PSG and Arsenal here. Try and look for a penalty. Please do subscribe, by the way. We're only 5 away from 258,000. Well, that's not a penalty. Oh, it does catch Calafiori's hand. That's what they're looking for. I think that'll be. I think they'll give that. In Europe, they'll give that. That'll be a penalty. I'm absolutely convinced they'll give this. In Europe, in the Premier League they won't, but in Europe that's normally a pen. Is he playing on? Playing on. I'm stunned they haven't given that as a handball. I'm stunned that's not a penalty in Europe. Prem, no chance. No chance in the Prem, I agree. But in Europe, I remember that one a couple of years ago where they took the shot. Martinez blocked it with his knee and it went up onto his arm and they gave it. So, Premier League, never a penalty, I agree. Europe, they normally give them. Juan says, one of the funniest things you've said was that Lindelof and Maguire couldn't run a shop after we lost to Leipzig away. 8 years of pure comedy. Thank you very much, Juan. Thank you very much for tuning in. What do you think we can win against Porto, says Rick? Well, I'm sure we've got some Arsenal fans in here, and Porto ain't a bad side. Chelsea's Mount Rushmore, Mark, says Sack. I mean, this is a little bit harder. I'd put Zola on there. I'd love to put Vialli on there, but I don't think he was really... I don't think Vialli gets on there, to be honest. I put Zola on there. I put John Terry on there. Frank Lampard's got to be on there. And then it gets interesting because, you know, there's so many you could go for. You could go Hazard. Another goal, 7-1 for Dortmund. And Micha. I'm actually going to put Drogba on. I'm actually going to go Drogba. You could put Petr Cech on there. My Chelsea Mount Rushmore is Zola, Drogba, Lampard, Terry. Pat wants to put Drinkwater on there. You could definitely put Hazard on. Cech's a good one. Kante's a good one. They've got a good selection, they have. What about Liverpool's? Chelsea Mount Rushmore, Mark. Yeah, the funny thing about Chelsea's Mount Rushmore is there's no Mount. It's just Rushmore.
It's just Rushmore.
I keep doing bloody Bane tonight.
The funny thing about Chelsea's Mount Rushmore is no Mount.
I'm going to stop now. I think if that had been a penalty for PSG, it would have made it a very interesting last 10 minutes, to be fair. But they're in down the left-hand side again. Cut back. Arsenal are going to get a clean sheet because that's just what they do. Liverpool Mount Rushmore. Gerrard. Well, I'm a bit older. So I can remember. Are we doing Premier League or just my lifetime? Because I look, people didn't support Man United when I was growing up. They supported Liverpool if it was glory because they were just horribly dominant. I couldn't stand them. So you had people like Beardsley, Dalglish, John Barnes, Ian Rush, John Aldridge. They had lots of players. Alan Hansen. But I'm going to do Premier League era. And I would say Gerrard, Fowler, Salah, Gerrard, Fowler, Salah, Van Dijk. Yeah. I'm happy with that. I ain't putting Suarez on there. He'll eat it. I'm not putting Suarez on there. I can't. I just can't. I can't do it. Can't give him any credit. Not after what he did to Evra. Yeah, so yeah, I'm happy with that. I'll go Salah, Van Dijk, Fowler, Gerrard. That's my Liverpool Mount Rushmore. Rudolph the Red says, did you see Calafiori vaping? Was it just me? Well, I thought he was vaping, Rudolph, but I think it was actually one of them protein packs. Brian Dale says, Republic of Ireland, Rushmore. Robbie Keane, Roy Keane. Ray Houghton for his goal in Italia 90. And got to put Paul McGrath there, haven't you? Oh, that's quite good, that is. I mean, I did live there for 3 years. Is Carragher on Mount Rushmore? He wouldn't be on Paramount Plus, mate, let alone Mount Rushmore. Fucking hell. He wasn't that good. It's going to be 8. Oh, it's not. Good save. I do think Carragher gets massively overrated. I mean, he couldn't get in the England team. He was a decent centre-back, and I think he was a very good club man. But I don't think Carragher's any better than John O'Shea. I genuinely don't think he's much better than... I don't think he is. I don't think he's better than Wes Brown. I just think he was a good club player. And I understand why Liverpool fans rate him, but I never rated Carragher that much when he played football. I thought he was a good club player. No, I genuinely do. I lived it. I genuinely think Carragher was just a good club player. On a par with people like John O'Shea and Wes Brown, who were very good players, but you wouldn't put him on a Mount Rushmore. Who was better, Carragher or Maguire? Honestly, that is a great debate. You know, you could put Gary Neville up against a really good, you know, Kyle Walker easily. I don't rate Kyle Walker that much, to be honest, but you know what I mean. But Carragher, I'd put him up against Maguire, yeah. About the same level. Nah, I wouldn't actually, because there's no way. John O'Shea's way better than Maguire. Yeah, I wouldn't do that. What's going on in the Arsenal game? We've got about 5 minutes to go. It's been very, very interesting game, this, from Arsenal. I think they've sent a very big statement out in relation to clean sheet in Europe, 2 goals, 3 points. PSG have had a lot of the ball, but not been able to do anything with it. Blues won 1-0. Charlton lost again. For fuck's sake, Charlton. That's 4 in a row. Notts County won 2-0. That's good. And then Coventry beat Blackburn 3-0. Good lord. Good. Well done. Rooney lost to Burnley. Bloody Burnley. Sunderland beating Derby. Middlesbrough beating West Brom. West Brom are doing shit, aren't they? In Europe, Barcelona 5, Young Boys 0. Leverkusen 1, AC Milan 0. Boniface. PSV 1-1 with Sporting. Inter Milan 4, Red Star Belgrade 0. Slovan 0, Man City 4. And it's 7-1 Dortmund, of course. Got an injury here for Arsenal to Havertz. I mean, that's outside the box anyway. That foul by Declan Rice. I think they're getting a bit pissed off with the referee here. X Factor Mount Mushmore, forget it. How would you beat this Arsenal side, Mark? Oh, they're doing a penalty check. They are doing a penalty check. Potential penalty check. It looked like it was outside the box. It's going to be a bit late for PSG. Check over. It's outside the box. No penalty. Not given. Not given. Start mourning and play on. It's not a penalty. I'm going to play on. We will be live tomorrow night for Bayern Munich against Aston Villa. Is that on Prime? Oh, tell me in the chat. Is that on Prime as well? I was hoping it wasn't. I don't mind Prime. It's just the stream. It's just, I don't like the stream. I'd rather have it on the telly. Will Wrexham be a Premier League club in 5 years, says Dylan. It's not on Prime tomorrow. Good. It's on TNT. Good. Will Wrexham be in the Premier League in 5 years? Birmingham will be. So why can't Wrexham? Birmingham City will be in the Premier League in the next 5 years. 100%. 100%. Celtic? No. Carragher's style was perfect for 2005 era. He was a top player. Today, he would be a very average player, says I'm all in. It's quite nice to see the ref go against PSG, says Joe. Cambridge lost again, so I'm still bottom of League One, says Benjamin. The only way is up. Is there anything you look back on and wish you did more of in your 20s? I thought you were going to say something about like my YouTube career, because I was nearly going to unload a big list. Yeah, I regret. Yeah. Anyway, we won't do that. I wish I'd played more football in my 20s, actually. Definitely. I was in a job where I was working a lot of weekends, and I wasn't a rent boy. And that would be nights anyway. I'd still get the afternoon off. But not that I'd know what hours they work. But no, I think I would like to have played, because now I'm too old to play football, really. I think there was a lot more football I could have played in my 20s. I didn't play much football in my 20s. I played a lot of five-a-side, but, like competitive football, I regret that, because you only get one chance at it. I wasn't going to be professional. I just wish I'd played more football. 4 minutes added on in the Arsenal PSG game. Good question. I haven't missed your super chat, Rick. I bet it'll be boring though. I'm only shitting with you. Can you do Klopp versus Pep? Either or, says Sam. I can. It's a late one, but you can still do it. Either or. What are you doing tonight, Mark? I'm watching the last 45 minutes of Dark Knight Rises. And then I'm going to watch a bit more of Vince McMahon if I've got time. Canna. How would you beat this Arsenal side, Mark, says Sully. Oh, I think you can beat this Arsenal side. I think Arsenal fans would admit you can beat this Arsenal side. I think they will get beat this season. I think they're a good side, but I don't think they're unbeatable. They're a very good defensive side, and they're very well organised in the midfield, and they're very, very good at set pieces, and they can create chances as well. They're a very good balanced side, and I could see them winning the league if they weren't in a league with a juggernaut, but I think they can be beat. They're very well organised, though, so like Matt says. My sister gifted me a Madrid Bellingham jersey, says Rick. Lovely stuff. Ian Rush, yeah, and he said, if I don't drink milk, I'm only good enough to play for Accrington Stanley. Everyone remembers that advert from if they're a certain age. What's your Mount Rushmore of Premier League managers, says Fraser. We did this one before. My Premier League Mount Rushmore of managers is obviously Sir Alex, obviously Pep, and I would say Pep, Sir Alex, Wenger, and there was somebody else. It wasn't Klopp. Jose, obviously. Jose, Pep, Sir Alex, and Wenger. There's a few people unlucky not to be in there, such as Klopp, Ranieri. But yeah, that's what I'd do. That's what I would do. I'm still laughing about that joke, I can't tell you. I might do it tomorrow night. I might open it up to the chat. What's the funniest thing you've ever heard? Because I still remember the first time I heard Fanta Pants and it made me laugh. Oh no, the other one was, and I just came out of the blue. It was actually Christmas Day, a big family get together. I'm not going to say what relation they were, but they had a big falling out at the dinner table. I was about 12, and basically one of the relations said to the other one, oh, and they never used to swear, and they were, you know, they were quite reserved normally, and they went, oh, why don't you just take your face for a shit? And I think I was eating a trifle at the time. I spat most of it out. I was just like, oh my God. It was unexpected, and I'd never heard it before. And I was just like, oh God, that is brilliant. I can't wait to go back to school. They were just having a bit of an argument on Christmas Day, and it wasn't even that deep around the Christmas dinner table. There was about 20 of us there, and he just went, and it was really awkward as well because no one expected it, and it was just like, oh, why don't you just take your face for a shit? And I was just, it was brilliant, brilliant. It was very rude. Oh, why don't you take your face for a shit? I've never heard it before. I think funny things that you've never heard before always hit good. Liverpool fan, Gerrard, Firmino, Salah, Trent, Dudek, says Tony. You can only have 4. Who's your Mount Rushmore of comedians? Sessions. No. I don't know. I'd have to think about that one. Sammy Hippier was class and always top defender. He was. Very good. Way better than Carragher, Cora. Klopp's beating Pep, which is hilarious. Man City don't get no respect. They don't. They can't win polls. A pole dancer would beat Pep. We got a full time for Arteta. I mean, look, I've enjoyed the evening. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. I really have enjoyed the evening. But I do get the book. Let's pause that. Please pre-order the book. It's out there now. Get your copy delivered to your door, or you could listen to the Audible book, My Story, Football According to Mark Goldbridge. Let's get in. There's no let's. I've added that in. But I've enjoyed it, and I think Villa Bayern Munich tomorrow. I mean, look, I live in the Midlands, which is not the world of Lord of the Rings. It's the middle of England, and they're so excited. The Villa fans are so excited about this. It's probably the biggest game at Villa for years. And I think Villa are going to win. I'm really looking forward to it. But that's tomorrow night. But the wider thing for me is you get some good games in this new format, but what's the end game? Like it's an 8 game league, but the league won't make any sense until game week 4. So it's just a bit like, you know, it's a bit for me at the moment. Goldbridge presents the Wrexham stand, says Mac. I might just do the Birmingham stand just to piss off Will. Can I be on it? No. I'm presenting all of it. It's the Birmingham stand with me and not Will. He gets so upset. I wouldn't do that to him. He's took my little bloody GoPro tonight because he's doing a little vlog. Bless him. Is there a digital version of the book? Says I can't read that out. In fact, you're blocked. I know what you're doing. Right, I'm going to go and watch the rest of Batman. Man United aren't playing till Thursday, Eric. It's back to Thursday night football for us, unfortunately. Right, I'm going to rest my vocal cords. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in tonight. Really enjoyed it. We're back tomorrow night. Make sure you tune in for that. Absolute legends tonight. Really, really enjoyed it. Take care. Stay safe, whatever you're doing. And my FC25 career mode's back tomorrow afternoon at 3 o'clock as well. I've had a couple of days off because I've been broken. I've been broken, not from the pegging. I've been broken from which I haven't done. That's just an ongoing joke in the chat. Never do that willingly. But yeah, I've been broken by Man United the last couple of days. I haven't felt like playing games, so it's back tomorrow. But if you want to check that out, it's on my channel. Absolutely fantastic. Really enjoyed it. Take care, and I'll speak to you tomorrow. I didn't really enjoy it. I was faking it. I just want to clarify that was just for comedic effect at the end to make you think I hadn't turned it off.